It's the first of 2 races here at Iowa Speedway. Welcome to all of the action from round 11 of the 2025 championship season. Hello everybody, welcome to INDYCAR. Round 11 already and back to some oval racing. We're short track racing here at the wonderful Iowa Speedway. 2 races coming up as well. I'm Joshua Birch. I'll be taking you through the first race. Omi will be taking you through the second one tomorrow as well. And we're in for an interesting evening of entertainment as well. I hope you're all ready to go. Let's head it back downstairs. Tom Gamemore, first of all.
And Team Penske visit victory lane here. Of course, Iowa is Chevrolet territory with 9 straight wins here. Team Penske have been dominant, claiming 8 of those, including last year a clean sweep. Scott McLaughlin and Will Power.
Well, this is Corn Country, and this is the starting grid, sponsored by NTT.
Scott McLaughlin, Christchurch, New Zealand.
I'm Jake Mabel from Louisville, Kentucky.
Rinus VK, Hoofddorp, the Netherlands.
Stingray Rob, Hit, Idaho.
I'm Colton Herta from Valencia, California.
Hi, I'm Kevin Simpson from the Cayman Islands.
I'm Christian Lundgaard from Vejle, Denmark.
Devlin DiFrancesco, Toronto, Ontario.
Christian Rasmussen, I'm from Copenhagen, Denmark.
I'm Kyle Kirkwood from Jupiter, Florida.
I'm Callum Ilott. I'm from Cambridge in the UK.
Robert Schwartzman, born in Israel, Tel Aviv.
Marcus Eriksson, Kumla, Sweden.
Graham Rahal, Columbus, Ohio.
Alexander Rossi, Nevada City, California.
Louis Foster, Odium, England.
Marcus Armstrong, Christchurch, New Zealand.
I'm David Malukas, grown up in Chicago, Illinois.
Santino Ferrucci, Woodbury, Connecticut.
Nolan Siegel, Palo Alto, California.
Will Power, Toowoomba, Queensland, Australia.
I'm Scott Dixon, driver the number 9 PNC Bank Honda from Auckland, New Zealand.
Pato Award, Monterrey, Mexico.
Hello, I'm Alex Bello. I'm from Barcelona, Spain.
Felix Rosenquist, Värnamo, Sweden.
Connor Daly from Noblesville, Indiana.
Joseph Newgarden, Nashville, Tennessee.
Up, the drivers are in their cars. Yesterday was a very different day. We were meant to have highline practice, but that didn't happen. There was a tornado warning. We saw the graphic images from Scott McLaughlin and Andretti. The sirens sung and there was no action. All track action cancelled. So today has been a very condensed schedule indeed. We've seen high line practice, which caught out Carl Kirkwood. We've then seen practice and of course qualifying. Scotty Mack thumped the wall going into turn 1 on lap 1 in qualifying, and he very badly damaged that Thirsty Threes Team Penske Chevrolet. What to look out for after qualifying? Well, they did two laps in qualifying. The first lap has set the grid for today, and the second lap setting the grid for tomorrow. Today's race, 275 laps. Same tomorrow. It's been extended by 25 laps. It has been 250 laps historically over the years, and that can be done on a 2-stopper. Expect this to be more in the 3-stopper range, but it does extend the strategy. And also coming into this weekend after last year's sort of dud, if you like, in terms of race action, the single line that we've seen down on that white line, the 1-line groove that we saw last year. Well, they have been trying to get the second line to run here already this weekend, but with limited track action and also limited feedback in terms of its viability in the recent test here at Iowa. We're looking very much at one lane, I think, bar the restarts and starts. INDYCAR have made a few changes to make the cars come alive to make this more exciting than last year. We've got various aerodynamic changes, the barge boards and strakes that were available last year, well, they've been banned for this year. That gives a greater reliance on the top side of the downforce of the car, limits how much the car is upset in dirty air. They're also using the lowest turbocharger boost setting available to the cars. It's the same as the one that was run in practice and the race at IMS at the Indy 500. So there's also been a rear wing change from the test heading into this weekend's action. That's taken away about 275 pounds of downforce off the cars. But it's going to be interesting to see whether or not that improves the second lane here tonight.
Let's head back to Will Buxton.
It's all about the corn in Iowa. Welcome back to the fastest short track on the planet. Let's head down to pit lane and Georgia Hennebury.
Well, guys, I have my eye on Alex Palou, championship points leader by 113 points. He has won 6 of 10 races, including this year's Indianapolis 500. I talked to Alex before he jumped in the 10 car, and he said, I feel great. If I am any driver in the field, I do not want to hear that. But for the fans at home, we're going to watch for Alex Palou to try to get his first victory at Iowa Speedway. Jack, who are you watching?
Thanks, G. I'm going to be watching one of the most exciting drivers in this entire series, and of course I'm talking about Santino Ferrucci. Starting P9 today, he said he was feeling racy, and they was optimistic this high line's going to work, which bodes really well for all of us at home. Kevin.
You want to talk excitement, Jack, you have to talk about superstar Pato O'Ward, starting 5th today in his 100th IndyCar start. He's won here before. He's won another time on a short oval. He's always good. I said, why are you so good on these tracks? He said, that's a great question, but the car is always set up well. I'm really comfortable, and it fits my style. He is aggressive, thinks he can win tonight.
We love to hear that. It's Newgarden on the pole. It's Daly alongside him. Rosenquist with a brilliant qualifying effort will start 3rd from Palou, your championship leader, who starts 4th. Of course, 114 points ahead of Carl Kirkwood as the championship standings sit, leading here into Iowa. Then it is the aforementioned Pato O'Ward. Scott Dixon, who won last time out, and Christian Lundgaard, who doesn't traditionally fare well on ovals, hoping for a good result today. Rosenquist and Herta, Armstrong and Power and Santino Ferrucci make up your top 10 in the standings as we arrive here. There is your front row. First time we've seen a Juncos Hollinger racing car on the front row at an oval. That car driven by Connor Daly, who of course was so fast here during the test just a few days ago. Can he replicate that today? Can he replicate his performance from Gateway, where he so nearly took the victory? And what about Newgarden at the front? McLaughlin at the rear. Can Penske turn around their season starting here in Iowa? Time to head down trackside for the command.
Race fans, it's time for those most famous words in motorsports. Here to give the command, please welcome Iowa State Cyclones basketball player Joshua Jefferson.
Drivers, start your engines.
Well, when we talk about short track, we mean 0.894 miles. This, the Honda Track Preview.
Full ring of a racetrack here in Iowa. What's so cool about it is you're always doing something. 10 degrees of banking on the front straight Townsend, 184 mile an hour top speed as you head into the first turn.
Well, 4.4 G's through that first turn. And how about this for Corn Country? 2 wins here, you kidding me? What was the secret?
I'll tell you what the secret was, is being good at the low line, being good at the high line, being good in traffic. This guy here, one of our next broadcasters, was even better at it than I was.
Yeah, Ryan Hunter-Ray bringing the bus, spontaneous trip with the family. He loves Iowa. just as much as we do, but this place is really about the king, Joseph Newgard, who will start from pole going after that 7th win. And that's the stat in small font, Will. Almost 2,000 laps led around this place. He knows how to lead at Iowa.
And that is almost twice as many as every other driver in this field combined. This circuit is not like an oval circuit that we've been used to so far this season. It isn't two straights attached by corners. It is almost all corner. Troubles already for Christian Lundgaard. Can't get the car started. Still sits there down on pit lane just ahead of our commentary position as the field rolls by him. And now...
So Lundgaard couldn't fire. He's got fired now, which is the best news coming into this one. Fingers crossed he's going to be okay. Delighted as well to be bringing you the race one. I'll throw him under the bus quickly because I just saw his message. Omi's going to be around, keeping an eye on today's events ahead of taking the lead commentary role tomorrow. Hopefully one of the last few times this season. We might have a couple of changeovers after whatever happens at Toronto in a few weeks. But Omi, welcome to you, and this could be a cracking race. What do you think?
Yeah, it's going to be quite interesting. And I'm looking forward to seeing how everything's going to play out, considering I'm calling it tomorrow. So, gotta hope that it's action-packed well, give me a bit of hope that we're going to get a good race as well tomorrow. So, looking forward to this on what has been a super Saturday for IndyCar. I mean, it was always going to be hectic anyway with qualifying and the race on the same day, but we've also had practice thrown in there.
Just breathe, clean air. That's the important thing they've got to keep ahead of here today. And I agree with you, Omi. It's going to be quite an entertaining race. If I am obligated to say this, and it's a brilliant watch-along feature, you can use our commentary here on JB Motorsports and USRN, and on YouTube, Fox Sports show the onboards of the entire race and the opening 10 laps. So if you want to go on board with the drivers throughout the race and sync up with our commentary, you can do, and I'm required to say that. But even so, it's a great product. As well that Fox do, so you can watch on board with a multitude of drivers, get the live timing, and you can use our commentary because they don't have it. So that is the best way to go, as we've been doing throughout the season so far. They line up on the grid then, Newgarden on pole from Daly, Rosenquist, Palou, and Omi. It's an oval, so really this should be Newgarden going for good. I hope you enjoyed it, my friends.
Yeah, should be, as we prepare.
Drink in hand, teeth gritted, eyes focused. Are you ready for some short track corn racing? You better believe it. Out of the last corner, in the Iowa State, we're going racing on Saturday Night Fever. Green flag, INDYCAR is go at Iowa. And the yellow's out immediately because there's a car that's spun down on the inside. It's Colton Herter. Colton Herter coming out of turn 4 has dropped the rear, and the yellow flag is back out. So unfortunately we're still held up already, and the caution comes out immediately. Herter spins round. So he's on the inside line, onto acceleration, goes to the inside to get ahead of Christian Lundgaard in the McLaren and just loses it onto the grass. Well, and that's the pitfall, unfortunately, of having a restart so quick. Under acceleration, just drops it. You can see McLaughlin got away as well. Didn't make up any places before the yellow was called. So, yellow flag out immediately. We'll try again for a restart. Let's check in with Tom Gaymore.
What a red-faced Colton Herter forms up behind Scott McLaughlin at the back of the grid in his Andretti Global machine. It's been a really difficult day for the Andretti squad so far, with Colton Herter qualifying much further down the order than he would have hoped, 23rd. And of course, his teammates didn't fare much better either. Carl Kirkwood in 18th, Marcus Ericsson, the lead car, in 15th. And for a team that's actually gone pretty well since the hybrid introduction on the ovals, Andretti Global left wanting today with limited track time to try and put that balance right. It just looked like they had a massive push in the car in qualifying, but that was an oversteer moment for Colton Herter. He's the reason the caution is out straight away, and there'll be one or two saving fuel, but it's Joseph Newgarden who leads the field. Connor Daly didn't actually get the best of starts there, but the caution came out straight away, saving his blushes. So Felix Rosenqvist having to settle in. I think Felix Rosenqvist would have had the run down to turn 1 had it stayed green. What can Connor Daly do in that Juncos Hollinger machine is the big question mark. Of course, the team saying they could have won at Gateway last time we were on an oval. They made the changes they wanted to make in the last 2 pit stops the wrong way round, and had they not done that, they say they could have driven that car to victory lane. We know how good Connor Daly is on the ovals, and especially these short ovals. Connor Daly just absolutely loves oval racing. He is the epitome of IndyCar when it comes to the ovals, and he loves rolling his sleeves up, getting his knees and elbows out and getting stuck in. Joseph Newgarden though, well, he is here to win the race. He hasn't got a championship to worry about, neither has Connor Daly. And these two going at it at the front of the field is going to be very, very interesting indeed. And whether or not they can get that second line working, you can just see the dotted white line in 3 and 4 there that they were using for the high line practice. And can Connor Daly get on the outside, make it stick and make a run at Joseph Newgarden? At Gateway we saw him battling with Pato O'Ward. What a couple of laps that was. What are we going to have here when we finally go green? Well, let's head back to Iowa now and hopefully some green flag action.
Yellows are still out here as we prepare. The pit lane will be open shortly as well, so we will get a redo chance coming up here as well here. For the race as they're back and checking with Will Buxton.
Pole sitter Joseph Newgarden still under caution. Kevin, what can you tell us?
Scott McLaughlin thought about coming in to top off, but didn't want to take any chance of being lapped because he's in the back. He crashed in qualifying, so a lot of changes. Hybrid gearbox, underwing, left side pod, front rear wings, left side exhaust, but they were done in plenty of time. The car should be good. It's going to be fun to watch. McLaughlin try to move forward.
Coming back to the green flag here at Iowa with Joseph Newgarden in control from Daly in second and Rosenqvist in third. Alex Palou in 4th position as well. Newgarden aiming to win his first race of the season. Penske have been miserable so far. Let's see if we can go back to good running here today. It's out of the last corner. It'll be drop the throttle and we go racing once again here at Iowa Speedway. And it's a good restart from Joseph Newgarden as he comes in towards turn number 1. Coming down low already. There goes Scott Dixon. He's just in behind as well. There we go. Nolan Siegel trying to have a go with Will Power. Ferrucci has just stayed off in 8th position, and they're side by side now in the mid-pack as well, as that's Alex Palou getting passed by Felix Rosenqvist for 3rd position. Already 1 lap more completed. Palou's trying to hold it back round the outside line though, takes it up to the banking and still on the throttle. Short track racing means short track fun. Quick and easy races around here as well. The laps tick off quite quick because we're already on lap 11. Newgarden, Daly and Palou holding through at the front. And already they're ticking down on the timers quite nicely as well here for the 27 runs. So a smooth start from everybody. That's the way we wanted it to go as they continue on the accelerator. Newgarden on as well by 0.2 of a second, and now we're seeing as well around the outside. That's Devlin DiFrancesco battling with Christian Lundgaard in towards turn 1. DiFrancesco's on the high line. Lundgaard coming up though. I hope he knows he's there. The spot will be yelling at him as he forces Devlin to the extreme high line. Coming round onto the banking. They're side by side and nearly touching onto the home stretch. They're just avoiding it. Lundgaard holds off the position, and this down in for 20th place at the moment. If you're watching us on the YouTube side by side, they've gone to the onboards of Power, McLaughlin and O'Ward. We'll keep you across of all those as well as the session goes on. We're on board though with the back of Joseph Newgarden, looking to Connor Daly, who's used 98% left of his hybrid power. Remember, no push to pass on an oval, but you do have hybrid. And this is the race last year, which didn't exactly give a great run. I wasn't at Iowa last year. I was at Dorrington Park. Jackson Lambros and Omi took you through the action this time last year. And back for Iowa 1, Omi's back Iowa 2 as they come into it. But Newgarden still holding off, 3/10. On board now with Scott McLaughlin. Kiffin Simpson runs in 23rd position and looking stronger and stronger as we go on the backstretch as well. So up a place is Alex Palou, up also Nolan Siegel, up 4 places Christian Rasmussen, moving up now, now just ticks down to 3, but up 5 places is Scott McLaughlin, up into 22nd position as well, running at 166 mile an hour on his last run as well. Newgarden running at 170. You can see how the field's already starting to spread out. Newgarden already closing up to the back of Jacob Abel for the lap traffic. That's going to start being a factor quite quickly here as well as they hurtle through turns 1 and 2, and Daly still holding the back with the power advantage as well as they hold back on. So 18.25, fuel window is going to come into effect around about lap 40. But again, Scott McLaughlin up into 22nd position as well, already having a greater advantage at the front of the field than we were expecting early on here on the ovals. Holding back through, we take a look. Scott McLaughlin now, we pick him up. He's coming across the line now, but his teammate Joseph Newgarden ticks over now. So there's a gap of around about 4 seconds between Newgarden and McLaughlin. And that's how quick of a lap you get here. 19 seconds, that's it. Just 19 seconds a lap here at Iowa. We're already on the 20th lap. They fly by incredibly quickly. And last year we ran caution-free until the last lap of the second race when, well, several drivers decided to become airborne pilots as well. And I remember Omi texting me, I missed one of the biggest crashes of the year. And then I said, oh, don't worry, I'll be back in 2 weeks. Did Toronto, had to leave, and then another big crash happened. So I was kind of the anti-crash magnet last year during the busy half of the season as well. Just take a look at who's lifting off the throttles, actually quite a lot. You do coast around some of the corners here. And there goes McLaughlin, Scotty Mack on the inside line, and how he moves ahead of Devlin Di Francesco. So yeah, looking quite strong as we ride with Scotty Mack now. And Scotty very much does know exactly what he needs to do after that crash in qualifying. He's holding back the advantage, pushing forward as much as he can, and still closing up. So, all looking strong and stronger. Also, we've reset the streaming PC after the qualifying issues in our stream, and now I'm delighted to tell you it's fully working. We're coming to you in perfect quality of internet cable speed as well. So hopefully everyone is enjoying the action. We have the fastest connection now to bring you closer than ever to the action on the circuit. Right, on to an ad break, and our first chance to be quiet. Let's catch up then with our Sky colleague, Tom Gamer, who is trackside.
5 laps completed here at Iowa, 275. The race distance up from 250 over the last few years. We expect them to run 80 green flag laps on fuel, but they will start to run towards a tyre number as well, that tyre temperature on the right front on that sidewall. They'll be monitoring that. Rasmussen had an incident in the test a few weeks ago that caused Firestone to bring another tyre, a more robust right front tyre, as we see Joseph Newgarden, the head of the snake, has already caught the tail, and he's put Jacob Abel behind himself and in between himself and Connor Daly in second place. Scotty Mack full send up the inside of Lundgaard. That was up into turn 1, and they run down the back straight now. The next car is that Prema machine ahead of him, and Scott McLaughlin really has the bit between his teeth, working really hard behind that Penske machine. And he feels that he had the car for pole, but couldn't get it done after that crash. He deposits Robert Schwartzman down to 20th. Of course, the pole sitter at the Indy 500, the rookie not enjoying the same fortunes here this weekend on this short oval. Next car up for Scott McLaughlin, Graham Rahal, as his teammate Joseph Newgarden continues to lead. That lead growing ever so slightly. Alex Palou sitting in there as the top Honda in third place. Another Honda. Meyer Shank machine of Felix Rosenqvist in fourth. Don't forget Chip Ganassi and Meyer Shank share the technical alliance. So those two cars running very, very well in the hands of Alex Palou and Felix Rosenqvist. And Joseph Newgarden now well into the tail of the traffic. And those runners desperately trying to stay on the lead lap. Don't forget, if you're new to IndyCar, they don't need to move. They are trying to run their own race, trying to stay on the lead lap. And Joseph Newgarden, well, he's going to have to work hard to try and pass those cars, a little bit like we're seeing here from Scott McLaughlin.
Thank you very much, Tom Gaymore, as the racing action continues here. Scotty Mack starting to close up here at the front. Lap 34 of 2:75 as they come through as well. And still huffing and puffing throughout the entire race so far, but he's on the move and he's up into 18th place. 9 places gained as they come through.
His teammate Scott.
So I thought that was pit road as through on Kyle Kirkwood. So Scotty Mack now moves up into 17th place as well. It's one of those days where they come through. As Newgarden from Daly, then Palou. Newgarden nearly putting out a second here as well. Well, Newgarden's won here quite a lot in the Corn State. And I'm just wondering if he could do it again. Let's take a look at these stats actually here as well for Joseph Newgarden. Won the 23 race 2, won the 23 race 1, won 2020 race 1, won 2020 race 2, 2022 race 1 he won, I should say, actually. Finished second. No, crashed out in 22, that was it, yeah, when he had to go to hospital as well. Double checking as well. Yeah, having to use an iPad because the printer's out of ink. Not the greatest day we're having so far. On board with Newgarden, and he's about to lap Colton Herta. He's already lapped Jacob Abel. So Abel is now a lap down on our timing monitors. So we are now into that procedure where it's all going to change up once more. On board with Scotty Mack. And he's running up again, nice and hard at the front of the field. Ilot's just ahead of him. But yeah, Newgarden now to 23% high rate. Now this is a replay. Oh, hello! That's right in front of Scotty Mack. That's Christian Rasmussen doing a half slide coming out of turn 4 and saving it. Scotty Mack, Benny lifted off there. A save on the racing line from Christian Rasmussen. I mean, if you're watching that, I'd love to get your reaction to it because that was spectacular. I never see anybody saving on an oval, and he's just gone and done it in supreme style.
Well, I mean, yeah, didn't even do it normally. Just went for the full stylish mode there. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. Yeah, that was really, really great to see. And I know what you mean when it comes to this race goes by quick. We're already on lap 42.
Yeah, you're not going to be... if you do the same thing as me and throw it down to Tom, you'll be quite quick.
Yeah.
So, I'm not giving you a 3-hour, Indy 500 broadcast. We've been going for 16 minutes.
Yeah, it'll be quite fun actually.
Yeah.
So, with the help of the lovely Tom Gaymore, it'll all be fine tomorrow.
And Tom Gaymore is a friend of the channel, by the way, as well. So Tom knows what we do. And on times, he's even helped us out a couple of times. I texted him during, I think, Laguna Seca last year, and I said, mate, we're all dead. We've just covered a rain delay at NASCAR. I'm on solos. During the breaks, I'm throwing to you. So he literally knew who he was talking to everybody else as well. He's a top bloke. Rasmussen has a bright future as well when he leaves IndyCar in FD. I think he does. Yeah, he has a bright future in FD when he leaves IndyCar. He does. That's just such a save. I'll tell you one thing, actually. I'm really looking forward to seeing these guys when they go out in about 2-3 weeks' time. Dirt racing. We're going to do a bit of that. That's going to be a lot of fun with the schedule coming up. Just a reminder of said schedule. Tomorrow we're back at Iowa. Oh, I'm trying to get a hold of it. There you go. There you go. Tomorrow we're back at Iowa before... I'm trying to get it on, but it's not working. Where are we? July. Here we go. Next week we're in Toronto on July the 20th. Then it's the Laguna Seca race, the Grand Prix in Monterey. It's always a favourite. July 27th. August 10th, we are at Portland. I'll team up with the Grid Network. And then the season heads to the Milwaukee Mile. Just one race on the 24th. Season rounds out with the Music City Grand Prix at Nashville. We're into the home stretch now. And so far, only 3 winners. Scott Dixon last time out, our first new winner. Other than Kirkwood and the mighty Palou. What's he going to do here? Alex is in 3rd place as things stand. He's that second back at the moment, but he's keeping in touch and distance. On board with our leader, Joseph Newgarden. So many races around here. He is the king of ovals and he's the king of this Iowa circuit. Can he have the traction to come back? 50 laps down. 2:25 to go. And they tick by very quickly. And even we had a pace car lap, remember, as well. McLaughlin. He's up into 16th place, up 11 places. He's now on the back of Callum Eilert. We're also watching Power and O'Ward on the Fox Onboard YouTube chat. You can keep an eye along with that. You can watch that and listen to our commentary here on JB Motorsports. As I kind of have to say about Fox because it's part of our broadcast package to come into it. But it's a wonderful... We've got it up in the commentary box actually on one of the other monitors. It's fantastic to keep an eye on some of the onboard angles as well. And as soon as we get permission, we will be showing it to you as well. Right now, we can only show the telemetry and some onboard cameras from the pit stops. But we can't get the app working at the moment. So we've got loads of things coming for next season as well, actually, when that all dials back in a lot better. Still, Iowa Race 1, 55 of 275. Newgarden now, for the first time, pulls out a full second as well to Daly. So he's getting the traction, getting the through to come in as well. Let's head then to Tom Gable, lap 55. Tom.
Definitely Scott Newgarden trying to manage that number in terms of tyre temperature and the sidewall of that right front tyre. Really important. You don't want to be tyre limited. You want to be able to run a full fuel stint. And if you do become tyre limited, we've seen over the last couple of ovals, Connor Daly had an issue. I think it was IMS, the 500, where he was unbalanced with one of the sets as Scott McLaughlin finally makes it past Callum Eilert. And now, next up the road, I think it's going to be Marcus Ericsson. Yes, it is. And then he'll be well into the top 15. So what a drive so far from the Thirsty Threes. Talking about conserving your tyres. Well, Scott McLaughlin just doesn't have a choice here. He's just pushing on, and he looks pretty good for that. Good value for that at the moment, because Scott McLaughlin's pace, balance, and everything about that car just looks much more comfortable than all the cars around him. And as you can see, there's Marcus Ericsson just ahead of him. Will Power has made it past Felix Rosenqvist. Not sure what happened to Rosie. Just had a lap where he lost a whole host of places. I don't know if he got high or was struggling with something in the car, but Felix Rosenqvist down to 8th, having run in the top 5 earlier on in the race. Now Pato O'Ward is the lead Arrow McLaren car. He's up to 4th. Then you've got Scott Dixon, who won last time out, in 5th place. Never won around here, don't forget. And Nolan Siegel in 6th. And for race 2, Nolan Siegel, the top papaya, top Arrow McLaren car in qualifying. Here he is running very close to the back of Pato O'Ward. And if you compare that to where Lundgaard is, down in 18th, Nolan Siegel doing a fantastic job, because we know just how good Pato O'Ward is on this type of track. Talking of Pato, I don't know if you saw on social media Scott Dixon's little boy going up to Pato O'Ward and saying that he wanted him to win on the Mid-Ohio grid, and what a wonderful response from Pato, and how respectful he was about Scott Dixon and the young man's dad, of course. And yeah, it was just a lovely, warming bit of footage on socials. That's the IndyCar paddock. Lap 64, 275. Newgarden still leads.
Thanks, Tom. The action still brewing here for a fascinating round of the championship as we ride on board with Scotty Mack. I have no idea.
And that has only increased to the tune of 66 so far today.
I have no idea, but that was coming through both channels. I had no choice but just to let it happen. Well, that's brightened the mood a little bit. Lap 67 of 275. Newgarden leads. Daly, below, O'Ward, Dixon, Siegel, Power, the top 7. Well, that came from Fox Sports, and that came over the international feed as well, so we couldn't do anything about it. Had to just let it play, and you may as well have a little song and dance. Omi, I think Fox might have lost their minds, and they're only 68 laps in. Fantastic.
Yeah. Looks that way. Well, everyone's been losing their minds at some point, so Fox are also having their turn at it as well.
Oh, well, it's livens the spirits up a bit. As we come through again on the action. Newgarden, Daly as well. Their gap, it will be coming in soon for pit stops. Tyres are going 70 laps, but the fuel window is between 80. So they can, if they need to, double stint the tyres, but it's highly, highly dangerous. So expect that to only happen at the latter stages of the racing if they've run out of tyres. As on the inside line, Rasmussen makes a move on Callum Ilott. Up now into 16th place. Ilott drops down into 17th. Was that something flying up on the pit stand there as well? I couldn't quite see from our angle of the commentary cam what it was, but it looked like some sort of debris flying up. But Rasmussen looking strong as we followed him around the entire lap now here. This is the beautiful thing about short track racing. Standing one place at Iowa, you can see the entire circuit. That's why I think if I were to go trackside and do commentaries on oval racing, I would choose the short tracks. Time after time after time. You can just stand at the top, get all the action, do the commentary trackside and go for it. So yeah, it's one of the best atmospheres here as Newgarden, Daly, Palou, O'Ward, Dixon, Siegel, Power, that's your top 7. Then we get in with Rosenquist, Ferrucci, Rossi, your top 10. Armstrong, Foster, Malukas, McLaughlin, Ericsson, Rasmussen, Ilott, Lundgaard, Kirkwood, Schwartzman in the 20. Then Rahal, Devlin, DiFrancesco, Simpson, Rob, Stingray Robin, 24th, VK, Herter and Abel coming in as well. We've got a full course yellow out on the circuit. Haven't seen why as of yet. I'm sure we're about to see on our timing monitors on the TV pictures. We're on board with Joseph Newgarden. Don't tell me it's him again. No, there's the yellow. And look, he always backed out of it. So the cautions come out. Oh, and it's the 51. Into the wall. Jacob Abel with a broken toe link or up into the aero screen. All I'm going to say to that is thank goodness for the aero screen, because that's rested just on top of it. Not got into the driver's cockpit. And now from the on-board angle, it's still a distance away, but yellow's out, and out goes Jacob Abel, who was running at the back anyway, but yeah, not great, unfortunately. See how he did it. Coming out of turn 2. That's a suspension failure, Omi. It's already gone before it's gone through into the wall.
Yeah, not what you want at all. And great that everyone was able to avoid. That's the biggest thing sometimes at ovals as well. And that's the important thing as the safety crew get out there and get ready to get rid of that car as well and the driver at the moment. Go on.
There's been a lot of talk after the death of Borja Gomez in the junior support series of motorcycle racing at Manicor a few days ago about how it took 10 minutes for medical assistance to arrive to him at the circuit. That motorcycle racing and all forms of racing should adopt what we have here in America with the AMR safety crew being the best in the world. And I do mean this. The AMR safety crew are the best in the world. They are out there as soon as the car hits the wall, and they are honestly fantastic. And Formula One try, but I think the day that we realise that the best is the American doing it that way, Omi, I think it'd be a better day for everybody. We just need more doctors, more nurses, everyone trackside.
Yeah, absolutely. It is very, very important as well. Of course, I wouldn't say major crashes, but definitely some big crashes where the drivers do need checking up on 2 times today in Italian F4. In their races at Mugello. Yeah, we of course have 38 cars in total around that Mugello circuit, so there's always going to be some big crashes. So I'd say 2 violent crashes overall, nothing really major. The drivers were able to walk away, but you know, especially in those type of series, you definitely need it when there are so many cars out there. And I think across the board, we definitely do need it. And I mean, there was that big crash a few weeks ago, wasn't it? In INDYCAR as well, where we were able to then get the AMR safety group basically out there literally seconds after it happened, which was absolutely extraordinary. When we had the car go upside down, that was a big moment, and it was great to see them immediately out there. And that is kind of what we need, because these seconds do matter as the driver does need to be recovered ASAP.
They're heading down pit road. Let's go down to our reporters.
Lane led by Joseph Newgarden. Jack Harvey waiting for us.
Yeah, the number 76 of Connor Daly will actually be the guy who stops in his box first. This is the battle for the lead. Him and Joseph Newgarden. They're changing the wheels. They're going to do a full tank of the Shell 100% renewable fuel. This is going to be massive for the restart. Georgia, what are you seeing?
I see the championship points leader at the attention of his group. We're going to put new Firestone tires, fill it up with fuel. He was asked if he wanted any changes. They said no, and he's down and away.
Absolute.
One of the big things here is that it's a curved pit lane. It's very unusual for INDYCAR to have it, and we've nearly had contact coming off pit road, but Alex Palou has jumped up the field with a great restart. He's up into second. Dixon's taken third. Newgarden leads this race still. O'Ward comes off from Daly, Power, Armstrong, Siegel, Ferrucci and Rosenquist to top 10. Newgarden keeps the lead. Palou jumps up, and Dixon up into third.
Is there anything more exciting than yellow flag pit stops in INDYCAR? That pit lane is just wild, and we dip our caps to anybody that stands in that pit lane to service those machines. And it's the Chip Ganassi crews of Alex Palou and Scott Dixon that have done a bit of a number there. Alex Palou doing Alex Palou things, comes out having gained a spot. Look at Scott Dixon there up into third place. Pato O'Ward in fourth, and Connor Daly, the Juncos Hollinger crew, down to fifth. So Daly has work to do at this restart. Let's see where Scott McLaughlin is. He's 15th at the moment, so nothing ventured, nothing gained. For him, though, this is a really timely caution, because, of course, it's closed the field up, and he can continue chipping away with his work. The further into the front runners he gets, the harder it will be to do what he's been doing. But we've seen the track sweepers out, those track sweepers out, clearing that second line. We desperately want the second line or the second lane to be working, and we've seen shades of it. But the longer you get green on a stint without the sweepers out, the more the marbles start to build on that. And we saw with Jacob Abel there, as soon as you run slightly wide, the car's just going to pick up and take off. It literally is as though you have no ability to steer at all. It's the worst feeling, and there's just nothing you can do. The only thing you can do is just not get up there. Once you're up there, it's too late. There's nothing you can do to save that. So those of you that are staying up to watch in the UK, well done. Thank you for everyone getting in touch on social media at Tom Gaymore. Use the Sky INDYCAR hashtag MotorsportXtra. Chelsea Jordan pointing out that I think I said Scott Newgarden last time out, so apologies, blaming the heat. Yeah, it's been super hot in the UK again. Paul Frewer getting in touch, saying the same thing. Keith's watching, always supporting the papaya there. Edward J. Nigma, thanks. Sarah WG, all of you getting in touch. Lots of questions about caution length and various other things. On this caution, we are definitely sweeping the second lane and we'll be ready to go green very, very shortly. I think this will be a 3-stopper, but it's going to be interesting to see whether or not fuel save comes in on this stint and whether or not we get any cautions.
Thanks, Tom. We're getting ready for the restart to come up shortly. Still behind the pace car. And it'll go a few more times by. Let's check in with our Fox team, with Will.
Still under caution here in Iowa. Time to take a replay of Connor Daly's stop. There was a bobble on the rear right, guys, but it's the rear left that we've got major question marks about.
Yeah, just watch the pit crew member working the air gun. Can't quite tell what the issue was, and we also can't quite tell if that left rear is fully secure. I think Connor would know it by now after a couple of pace laps as they get ready to fire off one more time.
Well, we will.
Ready for the restart then as we get ready here at Iowa. Joseph Newgarden will lead us to the green for the third time from Palou and Dixon. And Palou is ready to go. We're racing again here in Iowa and down in towards turn 1. Look at Dixon. He's already putting the pressure on Palou just like 7 days ago. Or should I say 6 days ago when we were racing in Mid-Ohio. He proved he was human then. Restart is under review from race control. So were they moving before the restart zone? As O'Ward holds on for 4th place. Power now down into 6th as Daly moves back up as well. Remember how good Connor Daly was at the Oval last time out as well at Gateway. And they're still running in as Daly now moves ahead of O'Ward. Daly's up into 4th. Daly's having a fantastic charge. He's on the back of Dixon already as they fly into 3 and 4. Pato O'Ward is looking a bit struggling now. He's behind Dixon as well. O'Ward's past Daly. Daly's trying to go back through as well. Dixon's got ahead by about a 10th of a second as they come through. O'Ward still holding on. And now he's going to try to swing around the outside. Daly's just trying to get the traction. Dixon now on the inside low line. O'Ward coming up on the high line. They did the practice session earlier on today for it. Trying to put the power in side by side. That's very close. The track has not got enough grip yet. It's very rare to go. All in one day here for INDYCAR. A practice, a qualifying and a race in what has now become a 2-day event. And Dixon's been swapped. And now Daly's going to go around the outside and take him as well. And O'Ward's got the traction for Palou. He's coming down low. Can he get him into 1? Yes, he can. Brilliant move, and it's completely unsettled Palou as here comes Daly on the inside. Fantastic! Palou's lost out massively, and O'Ward's got the traction. He's going to go after Newgarden. Can he get the traction? Can he get the slipstream? Through turn 1 and 2, swings it in. No, it's still bumbling around. He's just held off. Takes the time. Okay, Newgarden, O'Ward, Daly, Palou, Dixon, Power, Siegel, Armstrong, Ferrucci, Rosenquist. 3 places on the restart for Daly, 2 on the restart as well for O'Ward. Much better tractions as they come through here. And lunging towards turn 1. INDYCAR at Iowa. It is a fantastic event. 35. We're only 35 minutes into the race, can I just point out. Does not take that long here as Scott McLaughlin now in the slipstream. He's 14th at the moment into turn 3, full on the throttle, 4th gear, around about 8,000 RPM as he lifts off the throttle, recharges some of the hybrid energy. That's how it works here, by the way. You don't touch the brake that often, so as soon as you lift off the throttle, it's immediately harvesting energy back into the hybrid battery deployment system. So that's how it uses at the moment to come through. Lap 95, Newgarden, O'Ward, Daly. And look at this now. That is Dixon under attack from Will Power. Power to the inside line and moves up into 5th position. Sweet move from him then on the inside line. This is getting good now. Trying to see who's got the most hybrid power usage on the system so far. O'Ward keeps looking through, and that's another move going through. That's Scotty Mack passing Alexander Rossi. And now that's Marcus Ericsson also dropping down to 14th place. So a couple of changes on the timing screen there that had to come through. Newgarden, O'Ward, Daly, Palou, Power, Dixon, Siegel, Armstrong, Ferrucci, Rosenquist. We're riding with Power. He's chasing down Palou. He's taken the slightly higher line through turn 2 onto the short back stretch into 3 and 4. Cuts down low, gets on the Power. It's levelled out quite nice now. There's a bit of grip down there to what we weren't expecting it to be too much, but it's getting there. Still going on strong then. Palou on the back, 98 laps, so we're going to complete the 100 inside 40 minutes. That's critical, remember that. Not going to be a long race at all. A little bit of a downshift there as well as we ride on board with our race leader Joseph Newgarden and Pato O'Ward just ahead, so he's now in 5th gear. Interesting, Newgarden downshifting into 4th, and quite a lot now, but Pato O'Ward is in the tow, 5th and 6th gear, using higher fuel revs. So Newgarden saving fuel, O'Ward is pushing for fuel. We're seeing on our timing monitor what gear shifting they're in as well on the Multiviewer app, where you can customise your own live timing board. We have all the data available to us up here in the comms box. Well, this is the rhythm we're having at the moment. Newgarden, O'Ward, 1-2. Power on the attack with Palou in 4th. Daly holding on for 3rd position. The top 5 separated by 2 seconds at the moment here in race 1 at Iowa for the Sukup INDYCAR weekend. This is the Synk 275. Tomorrow it's a little bit of a longer name. I think it's the Farm Foods 275, something like that. Farm Fresh Food, I don't know. Something along those lines for tomorrow's race. We'll ride back on board. Looking at Scotty McLaughlin, by the way, who's now in 13th place. His next victim will be Alexander Rossi. Then he's got the rookie of Louis Foster just ahead of him in 11th place. Newgarden leads on lap 104 of 275. Let's check in then with our colleague down at Sky, Tom Gaymore, as we've clicked over the first half of 100.
Couldn't arrive on the schedule soon enough for Team Penske, riding its longest winning or winless drought since the one Ryan Briscoe ended at Milwaukee in 2008. The team and the aforementioned drivers not been to victory lane this season and gone 11 races since McLaughlin won the 2nd race of last year's September visit to the Milwaukee Mile. Team Penske failing to win in the last 10 races of the 2007 season, of course, and the first 5 of 2008 to produce that 15-race drought. Joseph Newgarden could have ended it at Gateway, and he was the victim of an accident that you could say was not his fault. Came out of 4. Foster was in the wall, spun down to the front, and the rest is history. That big accident. Oh, that was very close.
We've got the battle with Rasmussen.
Car there, 21 machine is, of course, Christian Rasmussen.
With Callum Ilott.
Callum Ilott around the outside, and there's contact. And how much has that compromised Christian Rasmussen?
Not that much. Not
Callum
that much.
Ilott managing to get around the outside. And that's the battle for 15th place. How often have we seen Christian Rasmussen doing Christian Rasmussen, things in that ECR machine. Always 10 tenths, pushing hard. And also pushing hard, Will Power at the moment, just behind Alex Palou. It was pretty sensational to see just the pace differential between the two Chevrolet machines of Pato O'Ward and Connor Daly at that restart, making the second lane work for them. It was, of course, just swept by the sweepers, but easily disposed of Alex Palou and Scott Dixon.
That's Ericsson dropping Eilert and
running
Rasmussen
all the way around the outside of Marcus Ericsson. So what has happened there to Marcus Ericsson? Did he get high? Did he compromise himself? Eilert and Rasmussen around the outside. Ericsson back up to speed.
Ericsson's been
Lives
dropping.
to fight another day. There is the Andretti car. It's just not been the day so far with his teammate Colton Herter down into 24th. Down in 24th. Marcus Ericsson now lost 14th place in that little mistake he made.
You're back with us, and yeah, Marcus Ericsson has been having several problems throughout the race. I wonder what's going to be this time. Nothing this time. Coming back from a musical jingle. On board with Newgarden as he's coming up now to lap. It looks like one of the McLarens. It must be Lundgaard. He's running in 26th position for Ryan McLaren. Well, up and down season for Christian. Of course, I think that's the last driver he wants to see in front of him in an oval, to be fair, thinking about it. Jacob Abel on the spin that took him out of the race here at Iowa. He's at the medical centre. I presume we'll hear from them shortly. This was the contact if you were with us on Fox and you missed the action. Side by side, Rasmussen touching the side of Callum Eilert mid-corner, and then they clip again on the front wing as Rasmussen goes up. Eilert comes down, millimetres to contact, and Omi on an oval. That is sort of just the half angle you get. That could have been a huge accident with both of them ending up flying backwards into the wall.
Yeah, that was really, really tight, but luckily all are able to get away with that one, and they're both able to continue on, which is exactly what we want to see here at Iowa Speedway, and they are still alive to fight for another day as well in this race, which is going to be fascinating to see how it is all going to play out in that battle.
On board again with Newgarden. I've also got the onboard of Joseph Newgarden if you're watching on the YouTube Fox stream alongside us here as well with the onboard cameras. I know many people have started syncing up the coverage alongside as well and listening to our broadcast. Thank you very much, and I know we appreciate everyone who listens to us as well here across the networks. Lap 120 of this race, 275 in total, and it's Newgarden leading this race from Pato O'Ward, Daly, Palou, Power, Dixon and Siegel, as all we're having right now is onboards, and the lap count is actually gone from the international feed. So our lap counter is probably the best one that you've got right now. So on board, this is with the Good Hearts, the Freedom Service Dogs, heroes in training right now. So this is on the back of Kiffin Simpson and Stingray Rob, I should say, number 3. I was starting to think my right ear might be a bit deaf. That might explain a little bit. Oh, that would be a surprise if my right ear is a little bit deaf. Ah, well, we'll have a doctor's appointment about that. Newgarden from O'Ward and Daly still closing in. Now, next pit stop window, we pitted under yellow before, so we've got a green flag pit stop coming your way at some point in this race, fingers crossed. And Newgarden struggling to get ahead of Stingray Rob, who is down in 25th position. So he still hasn't cleared anybody so far. It's hard to lap drivers at this track. I can confirm it's Stingray Rob. I can see him on the driver tracker in the 77 mark. I presume you can back at home as well as they fly through. The black squares, by the way, mean that they are a lap down. The green circle means that they are the leader, and the white mean they're on the lead lap. And that's how the driver tracker works. For those of you back at home, usually it's been easier to work, but at ovals it's just sort of like a spinning disc. It's quite funny, really, and eventually they might make a better driver tracker where we can actually zoom in on the map a bit more, a bit similar to what we have in NASCARs. I think we can all accept they've got the best one. Across the line, the gap between Newgarden and Pato O'Ward is 0.7 of a second. To be fair, I do that, so maybe it's not too bad. Maybe we hold a little fair judgment. Daly 1.3 in third position, holding on. It's lap 129. 145 laps to go. Approaching it on half distance here at Iowa Race 1 inside of 48 minutes. So we're looking at a 90-minute race in total, which means we might be out of here before midnight. I've done it now. Please let us do so. That would be so kind. Up at 7 a.m. Doesn't sound too late, does it? But it's a long day tomorrow. Me and the team, I don't think, get to stop a lot. There's a big amount of action to cover. IMSA World Endurance Championship, same time. INDYCAR, same time. NASCAR, same time. Wimbledon Final, same time. And there's 2 streamers. Me and Omi. It's gonna be fun. So, only 1 leader so far, and that is Joseph Newgarden. And do you know, Omi, I got told something about Matthew Owens earlier on. Are you ready for this? You might want to write this down for a stat tomorrow. Total weekend attendance here at Iowa Speedway. Would you like to know it?
Sure.
First, have a guess. How many people do you think are here this weekend?
200,000?
That's a good guess. Would you like to know how many they've actually sold?
What?
6,000 tickets.
Oh.
6,000. That's it. 6,000 people across the 2 days here at Iowa. Shocking for INDYCAR. Shocking.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a stat for you to write down tomorrow if the crowds look emptier. Because in 2 weeks' time, we're back here again at Iowa, but for NASCAR as we close in. Right, let's get down to Tom Gable, get the latest from Sky and his resource monitor. Tom.
58 laps completed since their last stop. Pato O'Ward, that was going to be the question. How long until he could find a way past Stingray Rob? Well, he's done that, closing the gap now down onto Joseph Newgarden, who, for the vast majority of the opening stint, was in fact in the wheel tracks of that Andretti Global of Colton Herta, still stuck down in 24th place. When was the last time that you saw Colton Herta and Andretti struggling so much around the track that they've gone reasonably well at over time? So Colton Herta it is now, who's the next car down the road from Joseph Newgarden. Right on board with Scott Dixon, who lost that position to Pato O'Ward, then Connor Daly, then of course Will Power of late. And Will Power hasn't been able to find a way past Alex Palou. They run 4th, 5th and 6th at the moment, and we think there's another sort of 40 laps on this tank should they run green the whole way through. But many questions up and down pit lane as to whether or not this will be a 2 or a 3 stopper. And last time I looked, hope was not a great strategy. So hoping it's going to be a 2 stopper might not get you there. They will need more caution. but as it stands, this stint running green, it has run green for 64 laps, and Joseph Newgarden doing what he does best. He is so good around here. They don't call him the King of Corn Country for nothing, and look at that, had the run, and Colton Herta just taking the air away from Joseph Newgarden in. Now, Joseph Newgarden has that run on Kiffin Simpson, but it was Colton Herta's efforts in trying to pass Kiffin Simpson that took the air away from Joseph Newgarden. Pato O'Ward will catch up now, and there he is, as we saw Kiffin Simpson there just ahead of Joseph Newgarden. Newgarden not able to pass Kiffin Simpson, and that allowed Pato O'Ward to close up. Colton Herta's through, making a move on the Chip Ganassi machine. And now Joseph Newgarden back to the drawing board.
Lap 146 here at Iowa, and we have a battle on our hands as Newgarden compromised and O'Ward is closing up here. 0.5 of a second the gap as we tick past half distance. 129 to go. Let's take another look at it. So Newgarden trying to pass Kiffin Simpson. Simpson makes it difficult. Newgarden has to go around the high line, can't get through, and that just closes in. Pato O'Ward directly behind him as well, and this is going to be game on to come through as they go in as well and have the action. It was side by side. I'm surprised Newgarden didn't give a cheeky little wave of some kind as well. Leader, and hang on a minute, why is O'Ward dropped 11 seconds? That can't be right. Yeah, the graphic's wrong on INDYCAR. So that graphic's wrong. So the Fox timing graphic is wrong. Ours is right. The gap is 0.6026. Of course, we time to the thousandths here and to the hundredths of thousandths in INDYCAR across the two. Newgarden leading this race. I think Fox's timing tower, the international feed, is just broken right now. Yeah, it's not exactly showing the most up-to-date information. Gap 0.5 of a second. Can you hear us? JC's just replied to something I said coming through. Still struggling to come in as well and have a go on the attraction. Newgarden in second position. Kiffin Simpson running ahead. He's the next to be lapped up there on the field as they swing through again. Newgarden needs to find the traction time as they come into the braking zone. Up across the line. Newgarden leads on that 153. Back into turn one. Caution, car on the wall! It's the 27! And he's hit the wall hard, the top of the other turn, number 2, and he comes to a rest on the inside line. And our 3-time winner, Kyle Kirkwood, has run it into the wall. He punches the steering wheel. The mustache must now go, and he's out of the race.
He's frustrated.
Well, thank you very much to the Fox team. I thought we were going to hear an audio. AMR safety crew there within seconds. And the caution comes out. Just drifted up into the wall. We were on board with Joseph Newgarden when it happened. Ironically enough, it's happening again for him. But he just drifts up and hits the wall to come through. Yeah, just drifts into the wall coming out of turn 3, into turn 2 at Iowa 2. So, unfortunately, them's the brakes, and Kyle Kirkwood is out of the race. Let's listen on board. Just gets offline onto the marbles, and he's a complete passenger at that point. Straight into that, and that's the running the risk of going offline here at Iowa. Just straight into the wall. And there is no wall here at Iowa. It's quite weird how this track actually works out. There's the safer barrier, but there's no wall around the entirety of the circuit. The only thing here is the safer barrier. But the safer barrier is so hard, it acts like a wall. Just a little thing for you. Iowa has no wall. Caution's out, let's head down.
The cars came
specialist and wants the right front.
Is that a puncture?
I think you're right, T-Bell. You can start to see the sidewall
Puncture,
flutter a little bit.
puncture, another one.
Jack, what can you tell us?
Well, as you're seeing, everybody is going to funnel down into pit lane. Number 2 of Joseph Newgarden is just about to stop on his marks. This was a great yellow for him. He was starting to complain about tyre degradation. You're also seeing Pato O'Ward in the 5. And these teams are some of the best on pit lane. This is going to be a great battle to the end. Georgia.
Alex Palou in the front pit stop down on pit lane. He was asked to do one of any changes. He wants to turn and have freshly new tires. It's a cool. They have been so long collecting these down pit lane.
Another great stop from Ganassi gets Alex Palou out ahead of Connor Daly once again.
But I want to point out a great stop from Juncos Hollinger for Connor Daly. They didn't lose much there, as we see one more time Kirkwood getting into the fence.
Let's go down to Tom Gaymore.
Almost exactly the same amount of laps that we ran before the first caution. That was 75 laps completed this time. That was definitely a right front tyre failure. And I talked about that temperature number earlier on in the coverage. They will be looking at that sidewall temperature on that right front. They had the tyre failure, as T-Bell said in the coverage before we went to a break. In the test with Rasmussen, they've had another tyre failure here. This is really hard on that right front tyre. They've got increased downforce this year as well. So they've increased the downforce to try and get the second lane running. They've actually reduced the downforce from the test, brought a different tyre here on the right front, but still that failure. And these cars running really heavy in terms of the load on them. All you can see there, pretty much full road street course downforce for this short oval. It's almost like 2 road course corners really at either end of the V-shaped oval, and it's putting a lot of pressure with the banking and the extra weight of the hybrid car. That's the real headache for the IndyCar engineers and design team and safety teams, is the extra weight from the hybrid unit. When you add the downforce to try and make the second lane work, reduce the power a bit, these cars are running along that white line full throttle for almost 70 odd laps, the front cars, and it's caught Carl Kirkwood out, and that's going to be a big headache in terms of championship points. And of course the nearest rival to Alex Palou, who's running very well indeed at this stage, as we've ticked past the halfway mark here in Iowa. 2 cautions so far, 159 laps completed. Joseph Newgarden it is who leads Pato O'Ward, who leads Alex Palou, and surely this is a 3-stopper now with the timing of that caution, unless we get quite a chunk of yellow flag running. But it's so hard to predict anything in IndyCar racing, so yeah, let's just hold our breath on that one until we get halfway through this stint. We'll get a good idea as to what is going to happen. Well, let's hand back now to our Fox team as we look to go green shortly.
Support of recovery efforts following the devastating floods in Texas. Your donation supports the community foundation of the Texas Hill Country's relief and rebuilding efforts. Please visit go.fox/TX flood relief or scan the QR code on your screen to support the Kerr County Flood Relief Fund. Thank you. Our thoughts, prayers with everybody. Great state of Texas. Running lap 162 here at the Iowa Speedway. Joseph Newgarden leads from Pato O'Ward, who exited the pits even. Alex Palou made up a place. Connor Daly lost a place. Will Power made a place. Nolan Siegel made a place, up to 6th place, which meant that Scott Dixon lost 2. Armstrong even in 8th, Ferrucci even in 9th. Louis Foster, the rookie, for Rahal Letterman-Lanigan up to 10th. Brilliant job from him and the RLL crew. McLaughlin and Rasmussen, they're both up to in 11th and 12th.
And how about this, guys? Joseph Newgarden on lap 153 surpassed 2,000 laps led here at Iowa. Only driver in history to lead that many laps at a single track.
I mean, the promoter's got to come up with something like a giant cornbread that you get gifted when you lead 2,000 laps here. Something. Amazing stat as we listen to a little bit of radio out of Scotty Mack.
What's going to happen here, like I said, you're going to have one more stop from here. It's going to be a no fuel save situation unless something weird happens with the yellows. So it's going to be kind of a little bit of a Saturday afternoon shootout.
And that is music to our ears. There is no way they can go to the end stopping when they did. There will have to be one more stop. Tires will be good to go. It's push. It's push from now to the end of the race. Bring it on.
Look, it's what we want to hear. It's also what all of these drivers want to hear. Every single one of the cars out still running, 25 cars still on that racetrack. They don't want to be saving fuel. They want to be pushing and going for it.
And that last pit stop is going to be fuel only on really used tires, right? So if you're just trying to make it, say they're 15 laps short at the end, they'll just plug and pull. They won't do tires. So talk about a handful for these drivers down the stretch. Guys, it's about to get wild here for the closing 110 laps.
Flag and Aaron Likens giving them the one to go here. And I think as every lap goes by, well, these drivers are getting more and more confident to use that second lane.
And just as last time under caution, that second lane, that high line has been cleaned of all of the tire, the rubber marks up there. All of the clag has gone. It will be good for racing when Joseph Newgarden once again brings them round 3.
Here we go again then, here at Iowa. Bring it out of the last corner, put your pedal down, and we are racing at Iowa. And look at Newgarden immediately defending as well, because he knew Newgarden might have a little look on the inside line as well. Siegel's been held up by Dixon. Power side by side with Daly, who's going the highway round, coming out of turnway 3, and he's got him as well down the back stretch. Everyone's ducking and diving very quickly as well, trying to underdo everything. And it's so far so good. Newgarden, O'Ward, Palou, Daly, Power, Siegel, Dixon, Lundgaard coming in there for 24th position. They're still side by side at the top of the hill as well. They're going to have to try and get it through. So far so good here as Newgarden, O'Ward, from Palou, Daly, Siegel, Power. Ferrucci's up into 7th position as well. Just trying to hold out a little bit more as they exit. Nicely done. So Daly moving into 4th position as well. He tracks it behind Palou. Still holding off for the end positions here. Not entirely sure what we're gonna... Oh, that might work. I've just had a very clever idea. Scotty Mack still side by side with Venus VK, Christian Rasmussen up there as well from Colton Herter. Pato Award staying in there and holding down the positions on the track. Rosenquist holds on. Holds it through. So looking good so far with Newgarden, Award running in 2nd position, Palou still 3rd, Daly 4th, Siegel 5th, Power 6th, Ferrucci in 7th. All look strong as it comes in. Ferrucci holding back on. Yeah, that should work. Newgarden 4 times back, Ferrucci still holding back. Okay, so this is with 102 laps to go in the race. Power holds on the front line. Still going on. Still on the attack. Again, it's time after time finding the positions to come through. Power Oh, pit road.
Improvements in the race, and we're starting to get into the groove of things and setting up our strategy quite well. And something out of our control just ruined it here for us today. But yeah, we're watching on board right here. Right front just goes away. Can't do anything about it. Unfortunate, but not much else to say.
Three-time race winner, second in the championship. Unfortunately, Kyle Kirkwood not scoring well today.
You know, it seems strange to say this, but right now it feels as though Alex Palou is something of a cork in the bottle because everyone behind him is bunching and trying to pass as Siegel is defending from Will Power. We're taking a look at Rasmussen in 10th, just trying to make his way through, and here does come Power on the
Power
McLaren
down low on the inside, and Power moves up the field. Up to 5th place now, passing Siegel. Better, better, better. Faster, faster, faster. Muy bien. Is Will Power an unlikely 2nd place? Because I don't think anyone's catching Newgarden in the front here. But Penske seem to have found their rhythm. Look at Scotty Mack in 12th position. 1, 5 and 12 right now for the team that on the last oval were 1, 2, 3 out. Power moves up into 4th ahead of Daly as the green light panels fly. Superb action here as we get back in. And can O'Ward close that leading gap? The gap's 7 tenths. Omi, I don't know if you've got near a mic at the moment, but have you got a winner? Because with 95 to go, they're going to have to stop again. They're banking on another caution, otherwise it's green flag pit stops. And they'll go 2 laps down.
Yeah, I think it definitely could be Newgarden looking at the current state of the race. And his experience as well, but it's going to be very interesting to see how it all does play out. And INDYCAR always delivering the goods, especially around Iowa as well this year. So it is really great to see as Power continues to attack Alex Palou, who is doing his absolute best to try and defend this position. But Will Power is getting closer and closer right now.
Cautiously, wildly, accelerating. It's a nice little twinge around at the moment. Having a quick look on the information. I do love, one of the most pointless things on this live timing screen I have here on my left is the steering animation, because it's great to see them always turning, you know, left. If I see it go to the right, I know something's gone wrong. So it's kind of interesting, because when we just had the accident for Kyle Kirkwood, I knew he was in the wrong, because the wheel went right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, everywhere. On board with Scotty Mack. Running now in 11th position. Still can't find the traction. There's so much on tomorrow on JB Motorsports. I hope you're all ready for a great day of action. I know the JB Motorsports crew, I'm going to rephrase that. I know the 3 people who've done it are all ready for a break. Megan included, actually, so make that 4. So tomorrow, we have time to shut up because it's time to go down to Tom Gamewell.
Knocking on the door to make it 3 Penske.
Now, if you're Joseph Newgarden and your Team Penske, you've been here many, many times before, but you're only human. You're on the back of a really, really difficult stretch of races, multiple mistakes in the last few races, and talking of a driver who's making up for a mistake, Scotty Mack didn't get it done in qualifying, but he's flying here in the race. He won this first race at Iowa last year, and he's just made another spot. Here he is, Scott McLaughlin, making the move on Rasmussen. And now he is up to 8th place, and I'm pretty sure that's Scott Dixon that is ahead of Scott McLaughlin now. Well, here we go. This is Scotty Mack. So Rasmussen is ahead of him, sorry. So Scott McLaughlin made the move on Armstrong. Now he's got Rasmussen ahead of him. Then it's going to be Scott Dixon And there we see Scott Dixon checking up in the middle of turn 4. That's allowed Rasmussen to close. Rasmussen goes to the inside, and Dixon didn't see him coming, almost shut the door, and Scott McLaughlin's going to get the run and get it done into 3. So Christian Rasmussen there, what a move into turn 1, standing up Scott Dixon, allowing Scott McLaughlin to get through. And then, just when you luck can't get any worse, I think that's Robert Schwartzman who's come back through, or was it Callum Ilott in the Prema machine? Either way, it's not for position. And now Scott McLaughlin still trying to find a way past Christian Rasmussen. One of the drivers that's been electric in this race so far. 194 laps completed by Joseph Newgarden. Team Penske looking very good out front. Their trusted charger, Joseph Newgarden, who's won here 6 times. And we're on board with Scott McLaughlin, who's won here once. And just what can McLaughlin get from this? Don't forget, another phase of pit stops still to come. So plenty of opportunity with the overcut or the undercut, and any good work in pit lane from the 33 crew. And will we see a green flag set of pit stops?
Yes.
What challenge will that bring?
275, Joseph Newgarden.
That was a very late return, wasn't it? That was not perfect there from Sky. 79 laps to go here for the first race at Iowa. Newgarden from O'Ward and Palou closing in at the front as you take a look at the action then, and still going strong. Still, it's an interesting weekend of running order as they come into it. Look at this right now. Scott McLaughlin up 18 places, Rasmussen up 13, VK up 8, Herta up 7, O'Ward up 3, but Scotty Mack up as well, 18 places. He's up into P9 at the moment. Penske run 1-4-9 in this race. Absolutely unbelievable. To bring you on today with what we've got coming on us, McLaughlin's now going to make it 8 as he sends it up the inside of Santino Ferrucci for a nice move. Tomorrow on JB Motorsports, on the main channel, you can join us at 7:55 a.m. for Berlin E-Prix's 3rd practice session. Before on JB2, you can join us for warm-up from Germany for MotoGP and Donington for World Superbikes. Straight after, you can join Omi for Italian F4, their 3rd race of the weekend, before we head back over to JB2 with the Moto3 German Grand Prix, followed then on JB Motorsports with the Berlin 2nd qualifying for Formula E. The Super Pole race takes it away at 10:50. That's going to be live on JB Motorsports. We're back to JB2 at 11:15 for the Moto2 German Grand Prix. JB Motorsports as well 2 has all the action for World Superbike's 2nd race of the weekend for the WCR Championship. That's at 12:10. The MotoGP German Grand Prix is at 12:50. From the Superbikes at 1:50, the Berlin E-Prix at 2:50, the 6 hours of Sao Paulo from 3 o'clock, Iowa race 2 at 6 o'clock, the IMSA race from 6:45, and the NASCAR Cup race at 8:30. A reminder also, you can join us on JBSportsXtra for coverage of the gentlemen's final at Wimbledon, Yannick Sinner versus Carlos Alcaraz. That's all coming your way tomorrow on the network. Right now, though, 72 laps remain. Joseph Newgarden leads from O'Ward in 2nd. Palou is 3rd, Power 4th, Daly is 5th, with Rasmussen 6th, Siegel 7th. Scott McLaughlin up 19 places now in 8th. 9th for Santino Ferrucci, and Scott Dixon rounds out the top 10 as things stand. It's an interesting battle as things are currently progressing here. And I'm hopeful we're going to be in for a smoother weekend of running here. As a bizarre day will come to a close, and I'm ready for my bed. And then going again tomorrow, where, I'm non-stop all day tomorrow. I'm quite scared about it. It's 7:55 until midnight.
Yeah, quite non-stop, so good luck. Hopefully you have fun as well. And then, well, we can have a few days off until we go again next week.
Well, I'm working Monday.
Oh yeah, not working Monday.
Yeah, the rookies
Wow.
test on Monday for Formula E, live on FEZ and JBM.
Yeah, thinking about it, we all might also be privately working Monday as well.
Yes, you are working Monday as well, actually, yeah. Tuesday is the first day off the JB Motorsports crew will have in 3 weeks.
Kind of all over the place, lane 2, lane 1, running into people. He's 2 cars back now, but he's the only one making moves at this point.
So that, a message of warning to Connor Daly that the driver in his mirrors has been one of the drivers of the day. And
Rasmussen, yeah, go right behind him as well, and he's been pushing everywhere through. Yes, Amy, I think we've done 2 weeks of Wimbledon, plus the British Grand Prix. We've done a lot of work.
A lot of work, and then yeah, we get 1 week where it's okay, and then we get to the Spa weekend where it's like, okay,
yeah,
here we go.
Spa, you want to scream. Honestly, it's not great. However, Megan's looked at it and gone, I'll be fine. Because she's going to take some of the Formula E stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, be warned, we might be in for a very interesting Formula 1 practice 3 from there. Sorry, sprint race, I should say. Yeah, it's going to be, we need all hands on deck that weekend in 2 weeks' time. Next weekend's a pit stop compared to what we're going to have. Just saying that, I now miss the Rome Prix. I forgot how great that was. Oh well. It's not been a great year for Formula E. Not been a great year for INDYCAR either. Both of them struggling a bit. 62 laps to go. Let's head down once more as we inch closer to green flag pit stops to Tom.
Auckland fans, it was going to be difficult to pass Rasmussen because he's the car that is on the move as well. No coincidence that they were 7th and 8th, but Rasmussen's got past Nolan Siegel now, so he's up to 6th. Scott McLaughlin trying to find the way past Nolan Siegel's Arrow McLaren. He's still, or they're still 7th and 8th respectively as we ride on board with Joseph Newgarden. Newgarden still commands this Iowa race. All the while having to get out of the throttle there. Where's Pato O'Ward, and will that allow for Pato O'Ward to get the run? Not as it stands. Was able to close the gap ever so slightly. That's Christian Lundgaard just ahead. This is helping Pato O'Ward. And Joseph Newgarden will be mindful now. He's the filling in a, well, almost the filling in an Arrow McLaren sandwich. As you can see, Pato O'Ward still needs to clear the lapped car of Stingray Rob. I think that is, as Will Power has been hunting down Alex Palou for so long, and finally Will Power up to that 3rd spot, and Alex Palou having to surrender 3rd to the Tasmanian. Alexander Rossi, Ed Carpenter Racing Machine into pit lane. Nearly stalled that car. So he's the first of the green flag stoppers. We have completed 84 laps, so will we see a set of green flag laps as the rear of that machine squabbles for grip? Joseph Newgarden still trying to find the way past Lundgaard. And who's going to be the first to blink of the front runners? There's so much at stake here, so much that could go wrong with the green flag pit stop. We heard the Fox crew talking about it. You can feel the trepidation, the tension building. He's done everything right. Team Penske have done everything right. Will this fall the right way in terms of the next set of stops and cautions if we have any?
the moment of the race, sponsored by Pennzoil, and it's more the moments of the day for this man, Scott McLaughlin. A crash in qualifying denied him the chance to set a lap time that would have put him on the grid for either race. He starts, therefore, 27th and last, but the masterclass that he has put on today, passing at will, on the left, on the low, on the right, at the high, millimeters away from his rivals, always with consummate professionalism and absolute precision. Those your Pennzoil moments of the race.
And right now we have 50 laps to go. Yes, 50. We've been running an hour and 22 minutes. The race flies by, and that is around about, well, it's, as I said earlier, it's 19 seconds a lap. So 246, a 3 coming in as well. Oh, hello, want something going there?
Been running first, third and sixth.
Oh, Ward managing to have a look at Joseph Newgarden because Christian Lundgaard played the rear gunner for him, backing Newgarden up into his teammate, allowed Pato just to have that sniff, but
Got around about 15 minutes left of this race only. How about that if we stay in green flag conditions?
Would be nice, wouldn't it? Would be quite nice indeed. A nice, quick, fast IndyCar race, which is exactly what we like to see.
If I finish tomorrow, the Wimbledon, and you're finished after that, I'll be impressed. Pit road, 45.
Dirt diving in. Now the question will be, when will the leaders pit? I think the answer is when they absolutely have to. When they're either out of fuel or can't hang on to the tires. Kevin, what can you tell us from pit lane?
So when they get to that final stop, the leaders, there might only be about 30 laps left. So does anybody think about not changing Firestone tires because they won't need a lot of fuel? I know this, Scott McLaughlin is going to change tires because they're going to make an air pressure adjustment, so they feel like they can make him even better than he is right now. Jack.
It's an interesting idea, Kevin. I managed to speak with Nick Snyder. He's the strategist on the 5 of Power Award, and asked him that exact question. We're taking fuel only or tires? And he said, after seeing what happens to 27, we're probably going to do both. We're taking fuel and tyres when the 5 comes in. Georgia.
Well, amongst the same for Barry Wanzo, strategist for Alex Blow. He just came over the radio and said with about 30 to go, we're thinking we want tyres and shell fuel.
So we are about 15 laps away from those final stops. Guys, I've got to say, I don't think we're far away from an all-Penske podium. They've got that kind of pace today.
If they fall back and it's an all-Penske podium, I will be very, very, very surprised. I wouldn't have seen it coming. I wouldn't have expected it to happen, and I would be shocked if that's the case. Newgarden leads, O'Ward second, Powell third, Paolo fourth, McLaughlin fifth. You know, I say it now, but Newgarden's just reported on the radio with me that the tyres are gone. This is now going to be, it could be Penske 1, 2, 3. Surely they, to win and dominate, that would be their style though, wouldn't it?
It definitely would. And it would be great to be able to see another driver winning this season as well. It's been that type of year for IndyCar, unfortunately, but it will definitely be great, and he's coming in.
Newgarden's diving in, so Pato O'Ward will take the lead of the race, and we're having green flag pit stops. This is going to majorly change the race out here at the front as well. The tyres were dead. He's coming in. Let's go down to Kevin.
I'm actually a little surprised, Will, that as the race leader, he actually had the power hand to stretch a little bit to protect against any potential yellow. Power Award is also going to be pitting off, still actually at the 2 box, fresh tyres, full fill. These in and out laps are critical, it puts so much pressure on these crew guys, and Power Award also heading back down. Oh no, he's coming back to me, sorry, I got confused there for a second. These laps are so short. When these drivers come in, you end up going about 1.5 lap down. We're looking at Power Award now, stopped on the box, tear-offs coming off. No wing change that I can see. Pato O'Ward's back down pit lane. Kevin.
Biggest charger in this race might still be a factor is Scott McLaughlin. They felt like they weren't going to have time to make a front wing adjustment to deal with understeer, so there is an air pressure adjustment on the Firestones. How quick is this stop? McLaughlin, not super fast, he's away.
And Pato O'Ward on the bottom screen comes out on track. Where is Newgarden? Behind Pato O'Ward.
That's big! That's It's huge! Pato O'Ward has done the overcut on Joseph Newgarden. And now Newgarden going to go left and right. He's trying to go around the outside line into turn 1. Still on cold tyres, though, is Pato O'Ward. Down the back straight we go. Lap traffic coming in. Newgarden stuck behind him. Pato O'Ward is the net lead of this race. Palou hasn't come in yet either. What a fantastic battle. Look at everybody. They are side by side. Power's in the pit lane as well. And Newgarden lapping the traffic. You can already see he's putting on the line on those new tyres as well, so it's not been as smooth as you would have thought it would be. Fabulous lap time. Oh, yeah. So now O'Ward's jumped ahead 2 places. So, okay, Palou leads Armstrong, but there's still pit stop to come. Dixon and Rosenquist have come down pit road, and now Alex Palou with 35 to go.
Barry Wands.
He's tightly back. Yeah, Barry Wands is saying, yeah, to stay out, hold your breath, keep it cool. Let's just see what's going to happen. This is Newgarden's pit stop. What happened? 4 wheels. Oh, it's the rear. It was a bit slow getting reattached. But I say that's fine. I don't see anything wrong with that. Oh, and I think he interrupted the pit crew as well. That could be something coming from Newgarden. Let's go down pit road again. Palou's in.
Because if Ganassi can get the job done faster than both McLaren and Penske, this could yet be Palou's day, Georgia.
Well, it was a little earlier than they wanted to. Barry had thought it was going to be about lap 30, but since the others came in, they pivoted and told him to come down to pit lane. Alex Palou comes to the first thing. They're taking just tires and fuel like it was said before. And he is down and away. It was a bit of a slow stop, though, I must say, guys.
It was a slow stop. Now he's not going to get out ahead. That's what we were expecting, but several drivers are coming down pit road. Herta is in, VK, Ilott, all diving in as well. And I think, yeah, he's come up behind, hasn't he, now on the running order. So Armstrong's got the net lead of this race from Lundgaard, Herta, O'Ward. You're going to power. Palou's come out in 9th place. So O'Ward has the net lead from Newgarden. I think Power has stopped coming in as well. Yeah, so it's getting a bit hard to tell where everybody is on the driver track. Armstrong's come down pit road as well, so he'll drop down the order now. It's a crazy race here as O'Ward takes second. Lundgaard leads down to Tom Gaymore.
The overcut doesn't work because you're hemorrhaging time on tyres that are heavily compromised because of the stint length. But the problem is with Joseph Newgarden, that issue in pit lane with that front tyre, well, that has cost him. So the overcut did work for Pato O'Ward. And the last time Pato O'Ward won a race, it was Milwaukee on an oval in 2024. Can he get that machine back to victory lane? 246 laps done.
That's
and you can
power.
see there the Horizon machine of Will Power and Scott McLaughlin going side by side. That's for 3rd place. So Will Power up to 3rd. Scotty Mack down to 4th. Palou right behind Scott McLaughlin now in 5th place.
We got a yellow. This is critical with 28 laps to go. The yellow flag has come out. I can't see. It's the 20. So that's Alexander Rossi coming into turn 1. Alexander Rossi into turn 1. And we've got a yellow flag. Oh, he's backwards. Is that Siegel? It is. It's Siegel. Computer got it wrong. Look, you can see on our driver tracker it says it's the 20. The computer got it wrong. It's the 6 of Nolan Siegel. Backwards and in the wall, and the yellow is out. Full course yellow with 27 laps to go. Everybody who had just pitted, done for.
Stops now. So everyone has stopped. So I think Pato O'Ward is going to be safe out front because everyone's made their 3rd stop. We were following the action, but if you look at the timing screen, everyone has been in for their 3rd stop. And Nolan Siegel, who was the top qualifying car for tomorrow's race in terms of Arrow McLaren, into the wall there. He was having a very, very strong day, qualified in the top 10, running in the top 10, and he'll be really disappointed with that. Crashed, of course, at the end of the Indy 500.
Winning in 22, of course, was
Real
Pato O'Ward.
disappointment and a little bit of concern there as we wait to see if Nolan Siegel's okay, of course. Arrow McLaren safety crew over there helping him get out of that stricken machine.
Looks to be assisting. Yeah, he's getting out. He's okay.
We're back, and wouldn't you know it, had they just listened to Townsend Bell's estimation of lap 245 for that final stop.
Okay, let's take a look how Siegel went through. Oh, he just lost the rear.
Would be incredibly
That's
happy.
a weird
it's
one.
not going to be Nolan Siegel. He's lost it. He's in the barriers, which means we're under caution. But by the time he went in, every stop had, and I mean literally just
finished, yeah,
been taken, which means nobody gets that advantage of that stop under caution when everybody else had taken theirs under green. We ride on board with Siegel.
Let me tell you, this was a big hit. Listen.
Oh.
Yeah, almost straight back in. A lot of crash structure back there, which helps. Safer barrier, which helps, but...
Ericsson, Foster, and I lot of boxing, though.
And audio really paints a picture for you.
And a real shame for Nolan Siegel, who was having such a great afternoon, consistently up in the top 10 today, and a real step forward. He was on the march towards having his equal best result in IndyCar of 7th, but not to be. And thankfully he looks...
Well, Nolan walking a little gingerly here to the AMR safety team. Looks like it may be a little bit of limp. You know, with an impact like that, one of the things that's always hard to deal with is your feet hitting the side of the pedals. Say your right foot hitting the brake pedal and that sharp edge of the pedal surface, or James, your knees coming together as well. They're just kind of jammed in there, feet and knees, not a lot of room, not a lot of space or a lot of give.
I'm also going to say sometimes when you're short track like this, you're dizzy when you get out of the car and you're standing on 14 degrees of banking. It takes a second sometimes just to get your bearings again.
But guys, through all these pit stops, the order that we have is Pato O'Ward leads from 3 Penske cars: Newgarden, Power, and McLaughlin.
Let's get back down to Tom.
Their third and final stops, so it's going to be a dash at the restart, but I think just to help Pato O'Ward, he's got Rinus VK there just behind him before Joseph Newgarden, so as a rear gunner there at the restart, Pato O'Ward may have some cover when we go green. 22 to go here at Iowa, and it's good to see Nolan Siegel out of the car. Did look like he was moving a little bit gingerly, but that's actually a thing that Hinch was talking about. Because of the G-force and the fact that you're just going round and round in a circle, if you just jumped out the car and had to walk in a straight line now, you would actually just move across to the left. It takes a while for your body, the equilibrium, just to reassess and get set. And otherwise you do feel like you're just walking off to one side. So that is actually a thing, and we hope Nolan Siegel is okay. He's got a big day coming up tomorrow. Hopefully he won't be too sore, because he's got a very, very good starting spot in the top 10 for tomorrow's race. But now all eyes on the Arrow McLaren of Pato O'Ward. Third in the championship coming into this race. Christian Lundgaard, who's had quite a few podiums this year, but no win. And Nolan Siegel, who hasn't had a rostrum or a win. Last time Arrow McLaren were in victory lane was Milwaukee last year. It's been a long wait for them. It's been a long wait for Team Chevrolet. 10 from 10 Honda are in 2025. Can Pato O'Ward break that run that Honda have, put the Chevrolet, the Arrow McLaren machine in victory lane? 20 to go here at Iowa.
And a huge milestone, his 100th race in the NTT IndyCar Series. Can he turn that milestone into his first victory of the season. Guys, we have an absolute thriller set up here. 20 laps to go. O'Ward leads from the man who has led pretty much the entirety of this race, Joseph Newgarden, who himself leads his teammates Will Power and Scott McLaughlin. Then is championship leader Alex Palou, and behind him a battle between the guys we were all looking for today, Rasmussen, Ferrucci and Daly, 6th, 7th and 8th. It is set up perfectly.
And that wall crew is working on the high hustle right now. They had a safer barrier steel panel. I think they're getting ready to tack weld back into place. So repairs to the safer barrier is going to take a while. INDYCAR has said they'll make all of the effort to finish this under green as the
Would that be a red flag?
And I'll tell you, there's some work about to go down in a fierce way for the battle for 6. You've got Christian Rasmussen, the most exciting driver, wildest driver of the night, and then you've got Connor Daly and Santino Ferrucci. Ferrucci running ahead of Connor Daly, and there's history between these two as recently as last week, James. Mid-Ohio, it got feisty between those two. As we understand that the red flag...
Red flag! Red flag's out! They've stopped the race! Wow! So with 18 to go, the red flag has come out. Omi, has JT just cursed us there by saying that we have to go late into the night?
God.
He's cursed us, hasn't he?
God. Yeah, he has. He has.
Curse you, Turner! Right, red flag's out, race suspended. 18 to go.
She feeling like Daly brake checked him on pit lane. Let's listen in.
Oh no, I made a mistake. You can see that I visibly missed the turn in. And when I tried to snap the car around on the throttle and brake, we happened to just touch perfectly in the mid-corner, and you can see the car straighten back out into him. You know, it's just a mistake on my part. And then I just got caught up messing with a back marker. And I would have gone up and said something after the race, but he decided to brake check me in pit lane, which is just dumb. If he doesn't think that memories are short, he's got something else coming.
Yeah, there's been words between these two. There's history between these two that goes back way beyond mid-Ohio. Connor called Santino a clown during the week. Santino called Connor a backmarker. All kind of playground stuff. I actually spoke to Kyle Novak over in race control, and he said, yeah, they did look at the telemetry. Connor was running about 10 mile an hour slower than he should have been on pit lane entry, which is why Santino didn't get a penalty for contact in pit lane. But there was no evidence that they could find of an intentional brake check, as Santino called it.
James, what do you think of Ferrucci's explanation of how he drove Connor off the racetrack? You mind that?
Let's just say the change in my pockets is empty. My pockets, I got nothing left. I got nothing to buy with that. I'm not shopping for that one.
It seemed like a tall tale from where I was. The racing line for Ferrucci, and Connor found himself far off the racetrack, but they'll have 17 laps to sort things out when we get back to green flag running, and nobody has been braver to the high side on restarts than Connor Daly, especially with a clean racetrack. So there is a lot left to play out between these two tonight.
There certainly has been, but guys, what about the day that Penske is having? And let's be honest, this has not been Penske's year. Disappointment has turned to disaster more often than not on every single weekend, and whenever they seem to have a race in their hands, it just disappears. Now they have had the lead of this race all the way through. Will Power has looked sensational today. Scott McLaughlin sits an incredible 4th, having started 27th. And I think Kevin down on pit lane can bring us some more on strategic permutations and thinking down on pit lane.
Well, we mentioned earlier that Ben Bretzman was the engineer for Simon Pagenaud when they went from last to first here, and that's where McLaughlin started. Ben is now the strategist, still helps Malcolm Fitch with the engineering. I think I heard Scott just say this is one of the best race cars he's ever had. How has he been able to move up 23 spots?
I think he's doing it all through just sheer driving. He's passed so many cars today. You know, I've never seen a driver that gets so depressed when a car crashes. He feels bad for all the mechanics. He feels bad for everybody that works so hard. This is just his effort to try to give back to not only the 3-car, but to Team Penske. Everybody helps, 2-car, 12-car, just to kind of turn around. We had a couple hours to basically build half of it a brand new race car, and this is just his way of giving back. He's drove an impressive race today.
He looks like he might have enough to fight for the win, but 2 teammates right in front. How is this managed?
You know, I think everybody's going to take care of each other. Scott kind of already had a shot at Will. He knew Will drove him fair but hard, and I think Scott realized that too. I think if something happens, we'll be there to jump on it, but it's not going to be easy. We passed a lot of other cars, but now you're at the top of the mountain, right? So it's going to be difficult, but we'll see what he has.
Good luck, Ben. Hey, I also wanted to mention up here on the number 3 pit stand, someone who is affiliated with Penske Entertainment, Miles Rowe, the young man from the Atlanta area, now lives in New York City, just won his first Indy Next race today for Able Motorsports and Force Indy. So he is one of the future stars hoping to get to IndyCar.
Thanks, Kevin. And he pulled it off with an astonishingly brave move here earlier today. Certainly a star of the future there, Miles Rowe. Excited to see him continue to go from strength to strength in Indy Next.
Looked so comfortable, did Miles Rowe.
Looked great
on the short oval, making all kinds of great moves and suggesting he's got the talent and the potential to shine at the next level.
Well, as the wall is repaired, don't forget that tomorrow it's the second leg of the IndyCar race weekend from Iowa. The fastest racing on Earth continues tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern on Fox. There is your championship leader, Alex Palou. You know what? He has the pole for tomorrow's race, but if today is anything to go by, he hasn't looked as comfortable out on track as his rivals have, particularly those 3 Penskes or the car of Pato O'Ward.
That's because he's leading the championship. He's got everything to lose by getting too aggressive. Everybody else has huge opportunity to go for wins. That's what they need to close on the points. Palou's like, hey, you know what? Top 5, I'd be fine with that. You guys go ahead and fight it out and risk everything.
He could take 2 weekends off. He wants some. Come on, he wants the records. He wants to continue. You don't think that guy turns up every weekend wanting to win?
He does, but he's a championship mindset guy.
A look down there at the drivers who have won their 100th start in the NTT IndyCar Series, and some pretty incredible names.
Let's see if we can dial up the leader of the race right now, Pato O'Ward, see what he's thinking about. Hey, Pato, it's Townsend Bell up in the Fox Sports booth. You copy?
Yeah, I copy.
Hey, man, red flag. What are your feelings right now when this comes out? What are you thinking about as we get closer to the restart?
Second groove is working. I think it's going to be obviously a shootout to the end. But, you know, I've got a fast car. I've got fast cars behind me. So it'll be flat out to the end.
Man, you got to the lead with just a brilliant outlap, especially on the apron after that last green flag stop. I saw you really fighting the race car, turn 2 of the apron. That looked like pretty dicey stuff. Was that the difference, you think, to make the move on Newgarden?
I mean, the guy's a master. You know, you have to go the extra mile to, you know, to try and beat him at his own game. But the race isn't over, and I'm sure he's gonna be right on us.
How do you say king of corn in your native language?
King of corn. I think Joseph deserves that title, but I think it's you know, it's time to turn the tables and, you know, give him a little bit of a headache.
All right, well, we'll be up here working on some sort of Mexican equivalent. Hopefully we'll see you in victory lane.
Cheers, mate.
That's cool of Pato to take time to chat. He sounds like he's comfortable. He knows what to expect. Got a good handle on his race car.
Just going to say that. He sounds calm. And look, from inside the car, we know that this happens in IndyCar racing. This has become a little bit of a standard, and rightfully so. These late red flags, if there's a big cleanup, we want to see this thing fought out on the racetrack, not cruising around under yellow. So drivers have had a little bit of experience doing this in the last 3-4 years, Pato being one of them in Indy 500s. And so to be the leader, he knows, like he said, he's got a good car. There's a reason he's leading this race. And there's a reason that he was in a position to take the lead, and he just needs to absolutely nail that restart, because as he said, that second line is working, and you better believe Joseph's going to try it.
And Townsend, you asked Pato for the translation of the word corn, but I mean, don't forget the huge cultural significance of corn in Mexico. It goes back 9,000 years. I believe I'm right in saying the Mayans and the Aztecs actually believed that mankind was born from corn originally.
Well, I think corn is maize, right, in Spanish. So
yeah, exactly.
I'm going to go with vaquero de maize. It's the corn cowboy.
Oh,
if he can pull it off tonight.
Yeehaw. And if he does, well, whoever wins tonight, not going to get to celebrate the way you'd normally like to, because we got to do this again tomorrow.
Looks like that safer barrier is fixed up, tacked up. Ready for some paint tonight, but they will leave it as is as the crew gets packed back up and we get closer to this restart.
I'm continually impressed and amazed by the job.
A wild JT has appeared. Hello.
I do indeed hope you are having fun.
We were having fun until some imbecile decided to say, I feel so sorry for you guys going so long into the night. We replied with, we've got 5 minutes left. And then the red flag came out. Something tells me is he gone?
No, he's still here.
Oh, well, I thought he left.
I wonder who that was.
Yeah, someone called Turner. I don't know. No prizes there, I suppose, unfortunately. Yeah. Oh, it could have been worse. There was a hell of a lot of rain predicted for today, and we've avoided it with a beautiful sunny evening. So we've kind of had the best of the conditions we could have possibly had to come through.
I am so happy and so relaxed now to say that I am technically not officially on a broadcast until the 26th now.
That's nice.
Have fun, guys. Bye.
Goodbye, JT.
I'm sending all the NASCAR stats for nerds over.
Ah, lovely, thank you. I'll enjoy reading those stats for nerds. I heard you had a good broadcast, actually, as well.
Yeah, same.
Red flag. Engine restart coming soon. Third time by. It will be a 15-lap race.
Sending it.
Look, I'm just glad we've managed to solve the streaming issue for IMSA tomorrow. Because now that we've got glorious Wi-Fi in the commentary box, I can do a lot of coming. Oh my God. That's a great 3,292 for an Xfinity race. It's bold. That's brilliant. The red flag is lifted. The caution flag is back out. Engines refired. We are going racing again here at Iowa. Away.
I so hope that you get another caution and have to go until like 1 a.m. Have fun, guys. I am off to bed now.
Oh, me kick him, would you?
Bye, guys. Bye.
See you next week.
Bye. Bye.
Isn't he nice? He won't be back.
See you in 2 weeks. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Yeah, in all honesty.
Actually, there's a meeting on Monday, so I'll see you there, actually.
Yeah, see you Monday. See you Monday. Yeah. You don't get away with that easily. There's a meeting Monday.
A meet?
Yeah, Red. Go back before you go to bed. Bedtime reading. Go read the chat.
No.
He won't, will he? So, we're back to the restart then. Here's your order in case you've been living in a cave. O'Ward, Newgarden, Power, McLaughlin, Pelot, Rasmussen, Ferrucci, Daly, Armstrong, Ray Hall, Dixon, Malukas, Herta, Foster, Ericsson, VK, Rosenquist, Simpson, DiFrancesco, Schwartzman, Lundgaard, Ilott, Robb. Out of the race, Siegel, Rossi, Kirkwood and Abel. Restarting 2 by Omi. This is going to be an interesting one. Is it going to be a 1-2-3 or can the McLaren hold it?
Yeah, that's going to be very interesting as well. As I've just had to update JT on what is happening on Monday and all of that, because he's probably not going to read the whole chat, so I'll just summarize a little bit. for him as well. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be great to be able to watch this ending to see who's going to come out on top.
14 laps it will be to decide who's going to win Iowa Race 1. This is going to be interesting. Award won here back in 2022 in the second race. He beat that man there, Joseph Newgarden, that day. Can he hold it back? Green flags around. We are racing again here at Iowa and cutting down low. Rasmussen going for a move on Alex Palou on the inside line towards turn 1. They've got it okay safely so far. Palou's going to drift on wide. Rasmussen staying with him. Palou's nearly close but keeps it through. And there's a yellow flag. There's a car on the wall. And it's the 90. So out of the race, unfortunately with a broken rear wing, has gone Callum Ilott. And the caution comes out again for debris cleanup. We got so close, Omi. It's only 5 minutes to go in this race. And if JT's still awake, can someone please knock him out? Because he keeps on cursing us. He comes back, he ends his little NASCAR Xfinity race, and he keeps on cursing us.
I'm just messaging him right now.
Yeah, good. Full on witch burning. That should be the easiest thing for him. Right, out goes that Chevrolet once more then.
Oh, he's back.
Oh, here you are again.
Caution by chance.
Like a bad penny you are.
Who caused it this time?
Callum Ilott. I think he's going to get loose mid-corner. Yeah, he did. On the marbles, straight out, loose back on the banking, into the wall.
Have fun, guys. Bye.
Don't tell me he had contact. No, he just lost it. Tyre puncture again, Omi. Rear tyres let go.
Yeah. So, major disappointment there as well. And, well, it's turning out to be quite the ending, hasn't it? After it was so fun all the way through.
So running on the high line, it keeps puncturing the tyres as they come over the banking. He's brought it back to the pit lane, but now that's put debris all over the track. So caution out for cleanup. Let's head back down to pit road. We're running out of time, 11 to go.
A phenomenal day.
Well, I can tell you Christian Rasmussen excels on ovals. If you look at his ovals this season, 6th at the Indianapolis 500 and his first podium in 3rd at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Earlier this weekend, I said, you know, how does it feel to be kind of an oval guy? And he said, well, I want to be a full season guy, but right now it's playing to his advantage. 19th to 5th for Christian Rasmussen, and the advice that he's getting is to keep those tires clean right now.
He is a full season guy. He won the USF 2000
We
championship in
stand
2020,
by.
won the Indy Pro 2000 championship in 21, won the Indy Next championship in 23. Here
It's
today.
been a while since I've called the end of an IndyCar race, actually. I keep missing them. I missed Road America. I missed the end of the last race. So it's quite nice, actually, to be at the end of one. Not since the last oval, actually, I don't think I've done a race. Here we go again, out of the last corner, pedal to the metal, we're racing again. O'Ward's going to take us to the restart. Rasmussen's coming down low to have a look on the inside line. He's already dealt with McLaughlin, now he's going for willpower. Then a bit of a side-by-side battle. So Rasmussen moves up, McLaughlin's going to have a look as well. And look at Newgarden, he's trying to go right round the outside line, save the lead away from Pato O'Ward. O'Ward is challenging every bit weights between them now as they come through. 8 to go, and look at the snap that Newgarden had through turn 1. Just as the lanes cross over. Palou moves ahead of Rasmussen. That deal is done. Over the line with 7 to go. That's 3 minutes of running. Maybe even 2, thinking about it, 2.5. They're going to be off quite quickly now. Newgarden's got full hybrid. O'Ward's only got 38%. Newgarden can push it to the maximum, but he's running out of time. 6 laps and 2 minutes remain. If the caution comes out, the race should just have to be over. We're running out of time on a short track. Look how close he is out of turn 4. Over the line once again. 5 to go. Newgarden is closing him in. It's fastest lap upon fastest lap. The gap is 1/10 of a second at the moment. He'll still try and find a way through. O'Ward defending the low line. Newgarden brings up the power over the line. He's pushing the hybrid now. Pato Award is out of hybrid power. Palou is having an attack on McLaughlin as well. Newgarden just wants a race win. It's going to be yet a new winner this year. 4 winners are on the cards here. It's not over yet. 3 laps to go. Newgarden getting the toe. He's going to go to the inside line. He's going in the slipstream. He's got to do it next time by. 30 seconds left in the race. 2 laps remain here. Over the line. It'll be white flag next time by. Who's going to win at Iowa? Holding it down. It's white flag in the air for Pato Award, who won this race in 2022. Is he on for an exact repeat? It's getting close to the line. Newgarden's pushing it to the maximum. It's going to be a new winner, our 4th winner of the year. McLaren back on top. Viva l'INDYCAR! Pato Award wins in Iowa. Newgarden 2nd. Power in 3rd. McLaughlin 4th. Palou, Rasmussen, Daly, Ferrucci, Armstrong, Dixon, the top 10. Rahal, Malukas, Herter, Foster, Ericsson, VK, Rosenquist, Simpson, Di Francesco, Schwartzman, Lundgaard, Stingray, Rob, Islet, Siegel, Rossi, Kirkroad and Abel, the results. And the one Mexican fan has his flag out in the stands. He is a very happy fan. Finally, it's over. And it is McLaren's day in Iowa. What a race, Omi.
Yep, what an absolutely incredible race that was, and that was really, really exciting. And that is exactly what we want to see, it going all the way till the end. And that was a joy to see as they raced all the way till the end of that race.
What a fantastic run. Omi, go to bed. I'll let you go now. I'll see you tomorrow for all the action.
Okay.
Let's us now hand down to the team and listen to the end of the session. Take care, Omi. See you later.
Just crazy fast hands, fighting the race car on cold tires, and just narrowly pulled it off.
And that's just the thing. He put himself in a position to capitalize on that last pit cycle. The crew absolutely executed on pit lane. He did what he had to do on the in and outs, and that outlap defending against Newgarden was so impressive. These two coming into this race have finished 1st and 2nd 9 times. 6-3 in favor of Joseph. This is the 10th time, and it goes to Pato.
How many times? 9 times.
9 times.
9 times. Incredible. What a run from Pato Award, and what a drive to deny Newgarden. You have to say, on the balance of all probabilities, this was Newgarden's day. But we can say, without a shadow of a doubt, that Penske are back. This has looked likely for some time. We saw it at Gateway. We saw the pace out of them. Goodness, back at the Indy 500, it just hasn't all come together, and they will be devastated not to take the victory today. But Scott McLaughlin, I think, with one of his finest races today, 27th to 4th, narrowly off the podium. Driver of the day for me, an astonishing drive, willpower, fighty throughout, and Newgarden, I mean, perfect for, what are we looking at, 95% of the race.
And the best part for Team Penske to do it today is there's tomorrow. It's a double header.
But no one will be happier than this man. Pato Award with a brilliant victory.
Well, thanks to everybody for joining us here. Unfortunately, they're going to go off air, and so are we. It is late here as well. Join us tomorrow for all the action from race 2 here at Iowa. Thanks for your company. Good night to you all.